I forgot I was in the chat. We about to get started. I was just doing a little shit on motherfucking whatchamacallit, but we about to get started. Hopefully I get some. I need to bread. About to get started on live. Let's go live, baby. Is the mic going? Greetings from Germany. What's good? What's good, Germany? The mic is right. And we live. Let's get it going. The mic is hot. I think this is podcast number 99. Let me double check. All right, guys, what's going on? KB here. Now, this is... I think it's number 99. I already checked it. We about to just get started. Is y'all ready to get started? All right, podcast number 99. The next one will be 100. Damn, that's crazy. 100 episodes. I'm consistent as fuck, right? But tonight's episode is going to be a very interesting one. I cover these topics like it's nothing. So tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about why men are avoiding relationships and why men are avoiding marriages. We're going to get into it. Let's get into it. We're going to get into it after this song. I'm up now. Now, I'll be freestyling this episode. And I normally take notes. But I feel like I can run this one off the top. Let's get into it. We get into it right after this song. The song is I'm Up Now by J.O. Unreleased.
Back on my purpose, back on my bullshit. Back on their asses, yeah. Back. Looking at my life, guess I lucked out. I used to care about what they say, but get no fucks now. I'm high value, baby, go and check the profile. Could've told me different back then, but I'm up now. Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. You know I'm cop the rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Yeah, you got some style, but my shit way meaner. She love how I smile and she love my demeanor. So if she leave with me, I promise she'll never see her. She gon' fall in love with me. She ain't seen a nigga that's cleaner, nah. She ain't seen a nigga that's cleaner. Make her freak all night like a Dino. We gon' fuck in the back of my Beamer. Oh my God, yeah, I'm too cold. Trinity boy, I rude hoe. And I'm a real nigga and I speak it so that you know. It ain't no secret, baby girl, I'm out here getting stacks. I can fuck it up and I'ma get it right back. And never could I quit, you know me better than that. So tell them niggas what's the word, I'm about whatever, I'm back. Yeah. Looking at my life, guess I lucked out. I used to care about what they say, but get no fucks now. I'm high value, baby, go and check the profile. Could've told me different back then, but I'm up now. Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. You know I'm cop the rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Yeah, simmer, motherfucker, I got the keys to the bimmer. And I'm well connected with the plug like Lena. Even in the summer, got it feeling like December. So tell shorty stop playing it. Ride with a winner. You're still hating on me, something wrong with your inner. No, this shit ain't nothing, need these beats like dinner. My pocket's getting better while your shit is getting slimmer. Ooh, yeah, I'm back, killing niggas and I'm ripping the flow. Talking my shit when I'm off the juice, shit, yeah, I'm sipping slow. Stay about my business, bitch, I keep you wanting, need to know. Cause once I get the cash and the power, then I'm going ghost, nigga. Looking at my life, guess I lucked out. I used to care about what they say, but get no fucks now. I'm high value, baby, go and check the profile. Could've told me different back then, but I'm up now. Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. You know I'm cop the rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. Shitting on copperoni with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, guys, that was Up Now by that was Up Now by JL. You guys are funny in the comments. Of course, this is my real hair. Why would I be rocking someone else's hair? Come on now. I need to wash it. But let's get into tonight's topic. So tonight's topic on the podcast, we're going to be talking about why men are avoiding relationships and marriage. Now, I thought this was a very interesting one. And it's a big problem. It's a big problem, but we'll do this in different levels. I'll tell you why men are doing it because of what they see. And I'll tell you the big issue with men in relationships as to why you know, men are really avoiding it. And well, I'll tell you the solution because I'm freestyling this one. So I'll tell you why men are avoiding relationships, and I'll tell you the real solution, which is ultimately Patreon and podcast. So make sure you guys subscribe. But let's get into it. Why men are avoiding relationships. So I can tell you from personal experience, not my relationship, because my relationships don't really go too bad like that, but from the clients that I speak to. So if you guys don't know, I'm a private consultant, right? And I speak to guys all the time about relationships. And from the guys that I had that were married couples, right, that were married, and I talked to them about their relationship. For one, society favors women when it comes to a lot of things, especially when you're making settlements in divorce, right? Now, for two of my clients, especially one, this guy was married to his wife, I want to say about maybe 8 years. And not only did he, well, two of them, but this one, and one in particular, not only did he buy the house that she was living in, he bought her a car. And when they were ready for the divorce, and she was cheating, by the way. And to be fair, I think he did too, but it doesn't make it okay, but I don't think she ever found out. But the point is, she had men in the house, and long story short, he was about to lose everything. He was about to be paying child support. She was blackmailing him for something very personal that I don't want to put out there. And he was about to lose everything. So I gave him a solution, and luckily he wasn't being blackmailed anymore. And from that, he was able to, because she wasn't even working either. That's another part. She wasn't working. So he was able to make a settlement with her, and they just separated. So they're not technically a divorce. They're not technically divorced. But I had two other cases. The point is in saying that men always luck out in court. Well, you have men who take care of their whole family. They take care of everything. They make most of the money. And then when they get divorced, they get fucked. Not only they get fucked, they end up where they're taking care of this child. They're doing all this stuff. And then the woman leaves them. And then they get most of their money when they're making more money than them. And they're in a fuck, their retirement, their 401k, all the things that they worked years for, they are sharing now. And even more, even when you look, well, that's one reason for marriage. And I agree. When you get the government involved in your relationship, that can be a bit of a slippery slope. And these type of things happen. Now, even with relationships, you have a lot of guys that are just avoiding relationships. Why? Because they see things like women saying, well, you know, even it's a statistic, you know, women want 80% of men. They want 80% of women want this 15% or 1% of men, right? Meaning a lot of women want high earning men, right? A lot of women want a man that's making a lot of money. If you're coming off broke and dusty, they may not want you, right? Or even if they are with a man who is not making loads of money, they want to be with a guy, or they want their man to be making more money, right? These are some of the reasons why guys are avoiding relationships, right? Because they see this and they know that they can't keep up with that right now. They know that these young guys, they can't take care of these women like that. They know that they're not making $100,000 a year. And some wisdom that women need to understand is that guys make the bulk of their money in their 30s. Remember that. Statistically, guys make the bulk of their money in their 30s or closer to that age. I'm 28. I've started making more money than I've ever made in my entire life. More money than I ever made in my entire life. Right? And I'm not exactly 30 yet, but I'm closer to that age. And as you can see, men, when they start to get older, they start to make more money. But you just don't blame women. It is also society too, because women are avoiding relationships. Well, maybe not relationships, but more or less marriage, right? Because society tells you, one, hold off on marriage, focus on schooling your career, and get married later. But what you got to understand, it's the opposite for men. As men reach a peak in their early to mid 30s, right? An absolute peak, even athletes, even some fighters. And that's a sport that you can't do forever. So it's a young man's sport. Around 30 to like 33, you hit an absolute peak. But it's the opposite with women. Around 30 to 33, you're more on the decline. Because one, you don't look as good as you did when you were in your 20s, right? And when you start to hit your 30s, depending on how well you took care of your body, depending on what type of birth control you were on, right? You may have a more risky pregnancy. Your eggs are starting to deplete, right? So now when women get in their 30s and they did what society told them to do, they focused on their career, they focused on going to school, they focused on doing everything that they were taught to do, because now women are being taught that they're equal to men. Although women still say that, okay, well, I don't want a man. I'm getting tired of taking care of myself. I want a man that's making just as much as me and more, right? And that goes to that female hypergamy. But the problem is with that, women, when they focus on their career and they put off marriage until their 30s, and now you're in this position where you have success, or maybe you have your own house. Now you're ready to get married. Now you want a family, but you're not going to settle just for anything. These women are not going to just settle for anything. They want something higher, or someone that can meet them and match them. But the problem with that is those men that they want are not looking for them. Now, I'm not saying all of them. There are exceptional women that are in their 30s. I've messed with some of them. I've talked to some of them. Some of them are extremely beautiful, have a good job. Hypothetically speaking, I would probably be in a relationship with some of those women. But that is not majority of the cases. Majority of the cases, women in their 30s, they're not usually going for younger guys, because younger guys don't have the type of money they need. These women want marriages. They want relationships, right? So they put off marriage and focus on school and career all this long. So now that they're a little older, they want to get married. They want somebody that's more equal to them or better, playing on their female hypergamy. But those men that are finally in their 30s, especially if they didn't have game and they didn't know how to talk and go bag a girl, now they're in their 30s and they want those young, beautiful girls that they weren't able to get when they were younger, because they got the money and they can take care of it. And then maybe they have subpar game. Maybe they have just enough game to talk to a girl and to, coerce her to saying, okay, well, let's go on a date. I'll take care of everything. You don't have to worry about nothing. Let's go on a vacation. You don't have to worry about nothing. And on top of that, the difference between a younger girl and an older woman has a lot more life experience. So she has higher standards. So which means she'll be a lot harder to please. For example, a young girl in her early 20s usually hasn't been all around the world. But a guy in his late 30s, who has the money and can take care of her and himself will say, you want to go to Jamaica? Oh my God, I've never been to Jamaica. Of course I'll go to Jamaica. Oh, you want to go to the Maldives? Oh my, I don't even know what that is. Of course I'll go. You got a car? Yeah, I got to tell you, want a Benz? Oh my God, of course I'll accept the Benz, right? And then she's young. She probably ain't been having good sex like that. So then he's sexing her up. He got 10 years of experience on her. She ain't never had no good love making like that. So now she's just like, oh my God, versus a woman that's older. Oh, you want to go to Jamaica? Yeah, I've been there 4 times already, but we could go again. I don't mind. Or be like, oh, I've been to Jamaica already. Let's go somewhere tropic. Let's go to the south of France. So now this is a problem because I just offered to take you on a trip. And not only did you say you don't want to go, you just said, fuck Jamaica. Let's go somewhere else. That shit is boring. I've been there already. What if I never went? Do you see the problem there? Do you see why older men would be going for younger women? They're a lot easier to please and they're not so harder to get along with versus going for the older woman. And this is the trap that older women get into. When you believe society and society tells you to put off marriage, wait to focus on school and your career and wait till you're older. And now you're thinking that you're falling into this delusion that you're equal to men, but men are on the rise in their 30s. Women are on the decline. So that's the trap that you fall into. So it's not just men putting off relationships as marriage either. It's women too. And then you have this whole thing, which I don't think most women do. And I don't think it's innate to women to be sleeping around and just having a lot of men and just having sex with a lot of men. But now you have a fraction of women and even older women telling younger women that, listen, you can do whatever you want. You can have sex just like men do. You can sleep with whoever you want. It doesn't matter where this is 2020. We're not in the 50s, 60s, 70s anymore. You can do whatever you please. You are a young, independent woman, right? Especially amongst the Black community, because Black women are taught to say, oh, you're a strong Black woman. You don't need a man. Yes, the fuck you do. And that's the delusion. And then you fall into this trap that society is giving you because you say, well, I don't need a man. I'm focused. I don't need nothing. I'm independent. With the whole feminist movement. Then what happens? Then you end up being lonely. It is innate for a woman to want to be with a man. It doesn't matter all that bullshit she tells you. She can say that she doesn't want a man. Fuck that. Because I know women that are nurses. Most of the women I've dated in my life are nurses. They make good money. They don't make more than me, but they make good money. Right. And I hear it all the time. I'm getting tired of taking care of myself. I'm getting tired of, I want somebody to take care of me now. That is going to come eventually. And that's just common sense. Nobody wants to die alone. Nobody wants to be alone forever. Who wants to be alone? Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. Somebody wants to be with somebody. So it is a trap that society falls to. Now, if there's any women listening, here's a word of advice. You can still focus on your career. You can still focus on going to school without putting off marriage. You can still focus on these things. So this is a trap that society falls into. And I'll go a level even deeper. And this is one of the main reasons why my TikToks keep getting deleted. You want to know why my TikToks keep getting deleted? Because not only is it a form of population control, but it is the separation of a family. When you give this whole idea of feminism and woman liberation, you are separating the family. And the family is what keeps the society together. Let's think about it. I come teaching men how to be men. We have society trying to feminize men, right? So if I'm preaching this and collectively I'm teaching men and a lot of men are benefiting from my TikToks alone, this is a problem because this goes against the agenda that whoever's running society in America has, because they want the families to be separated. They don't want people multiplying as much. They don't want they don't want us alive, basically, right? So what you do is you tell women that they're equal to men, which is a delusion. And I'm not saying that you're not equal in the eyes of God, but as far as on a physical level, as far as energy, mental energy, this is science. We're not equal in that way. We're not. So with that being said, you have society telling women this. So then you have, with the liberation of women, now women always had jobs, but now they're getting even more opportunities. And then they're fed all this stuff, how you can do whatever a man does, but it's just not true. Because 80% of women are still going for that small percentage of men who are making 100,000 more a year. But the delusion is you're taught that you're equal, you can do everything they do. So now you have more and more women of this generation and last generation putting off marriage, putting off getting married young. Now you have less and less women getting married, especially black women. Only 26% of black women are getting married. You know how ridiculously of a low number that is? But it's not just them. That's just the majority when you see that when it comes to the black community. But even more, women are getting married less and less. But what is that doing to society? That is separating the family unit. Now, in Islam, there is a hadith, and hadiths are saying and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, right? So I just want to use this as an example. I'm not trying to get religious on you. So this says the devil sits on water, right? It's supposed to be somewhere in like the Bermuda Triangle, right? And he sits down, the devil sits down on water, and he has all his little shayateens, his little devils in front of him. And he asked them, what bad deeds did you guys do, right? Which deeds did you do today that I would like? So one guy says, oh, I killed a person, or they're just, all of them are yelling stuff out. I did this, I did this, I did that. And they're giving all examples of all the bad things that they did to please the devil, right? But one says, I separated a man from his wife. And the devil says, you're the one, come sit next to me. And he commends him. He congratulates him and he praises him for separating the family. Why? Why does Islam teach you this? Because the family unit is very important. And the family unit is what keeps the society together. You ever hear the saying, it takes a society, it takes a community to raise a child. But that's the point. So when you bring in the feminism thing, and now you have women putting off on marriage until they're older, but then as I told you, that's a fucking trap. It's a trap. You have to get married when you're at your best. You don't wait until you're at your worst to get married. It's a fucking trap. And that's why my TikToks are always being deleted. Now, it may not seem as obvious, but when I'm teaching men how to be men and I'm teaching men masculinity, when we have such a feminized society, I'm telling men, don't paint your fingernails. I'm not homophobe. I don't hate gay people. It's not something, the act in itself is not something that I agree with. But when you're saying this is where the problem comes in. And that's why my TikToks keep getting deleted, because it's kind of like covertly going against the agenda. Because when you're doing all the ingredients to keep the family unit together, that's not something they want. And it's not something they desire. Now, with all that being said, that is some of the main reasons why men are avoiding relationships. They're avoiding marriage, along with the girls saying, oh, I want to have a hot girl summer, right? Oh, or I want to I want a 6-figure nigga. I want a guy that's 6 feet 8 inches. He got to be making 6 figures. Now, that's not all girls, because that's only 15% of men. So they can say they want that all they want, but that's not realistic. Average height in America is 5'8". Average height in America is 5'8". So all those women saying they want a guy that's 6 feet, okay, that's fine. I don't even trip. A lot of guys try to argue about that, but you're not going to get that. That's very rare. Well, it's not rare. It's closer to average than it is, but most women are not going to have that. Your average private size, your average penis size isn't 8 inches. Shit, I'm closer to it, but let me stop. But the point is, It's not average. So a lot of women want this small percentage of men, but none of that stuff is average. So either way you look at it, not everybody's going to get the creme de la creme. Not everybody's going to get the best. And these are some of the reasons why men are putting off relationships and putting off marriage, because it seems like a trap. It seems like a failure. Society does everything they can do to favor women, right? Because why? That brings the separation of the family, and they have been very successful at it. Not only that, and then and then marriage is a trap, and then you just have so many things that are off-putting to men, and why they're putting off relationships. And then you have people like Fresh and Podcast, right? And they say things like, "Oh well, the solution is become a high value man, become a guy that's making 6 figures or more a year, start dressing better, glamorize your Instagram more, and you'll get more girls." But that's not the answer. You want to know why that's not the answer? Because if that were the case, everybody would be doing it. That's like saying, how come everybody isn't a millionaire? Why isn't everybody a millionaire? Because it's not an easy task. It's not something easy to do. So when you got these guys on Fresh and Fit Podcast telling everybody, "Oh, do this and that's the solution." No, that's not the solution. Because not everybody is going to be a high earning man. And on top of that, not everybody desires to be making 6 figures or more. Hello. Most of your audience will never make that type of money. Most men will never make that type of money. And in the men that are ambitious and can go for it, that's a small percentage. Why do you think only 15% of society makes 6 figures or more a year? If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. It's not an easy task. So what is the solution? Understanding relationship dynamics. Understanding how society sets you up for failure. You have to understand women, the things that I teach on Patreon, the things that I teach on my podcast, the things that I allude to on TikTok. You're not going to find all the answers on TikTok. The longest video you'll find is 3 minutes. And I purposely don't put too much stuff on there. Because when I was doing only 60-second videos, somebody would take a clip of something and then run with it. And then I didn't elaborate on the whole topic. And then they're taking half-assed information and attacking me, right? So you'll never get the whole truth on TikTok. But the key is relationship dynamics. Women don't like weak men. Women don't like pushovers. Why do you think 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women? Because men don't understand relationship dynamics. Women are learning this stuff from a very young age. Men don't think about this shit. Men aren't taught this shit. Women are thinking about their marriage from a little girl. Women are always talking about relationship stuff. We're not learn that shit. And then you have everything in society putting woman ideals on you. Who's your first teacher? A woman. Your mom is your first teacher. She's going to put a whole bunch of woman ideals because they don't think like a man, and they don't think like a man, and they're not thinking from a relationship status of both. They're thinking from a female's perspective. And I'm going to tell you why females only think from female perspectives, right? My mother and so many other women will say, "You're not married. You're not in a relationship. How can you give relationship advice?" Well, first of all, that's not a goal for any man to want to just overtly be in a relationship. When a guy sees a woman, what does he say? "Oh, damn, she look good. I'll smash that up. I'll beat that thing out the frame." Women don't think like that. "Oh, damn, do look good." And women might make that conscious decision. "Oh yeah, I'll definitely let him hit." But that's not what they're thinking. They're going to get to know his personality. And depending on the type of guy he is, she's going to say he falls into this category. Maybe I can have a future with this guy, or maybe I want to have a future with this guy. Men and women think differently. It's natural for a man to want to procreate. So his first ideal isn't to just get married. Men are naturally, innately polygamous. So men just want to just go. Versus it's a goal for a woman to get married. But women always put women ideals. So then you have everything in society going against men and thinking that, oh, it has to be happy wife, happy life. That's wrong. She can never come first. God has to come first. And that's something that women can agree on. Then you have to put yourself first. Law of the land is self-preservation. You can't take care of a family. You can't make somebody else happy. If your mental health isn't in check, if you're not making enough money, how are you going to take care of somebody else? How are you going to make somebody else happy? But we are indoctrinated to think these things, and men don't understand how to be in a relationship. They don't know how to set boundaries from the beginning. When your lady's being disrespectful, they just say, lady, I hear shit all the time. Babe, can you wash the fucking dishes? You're such a fucking idiot. Whoa. I see people joking like that on TikTok. I wish my mother don't talk to me like that. Well, maybe sometimes, but that's my mom. You can't do nothing about that. But I wish a female talked to me like that. She talked to you like that, you check that shit at the fucking door. And it's the same thing vice versa. And checking is just setting boundaries. You don't let anybody disrespect you. And women know who they can do that shit with. I've been with enough women, and women will tell you, they know who they can walk all over because they know the guys that's going to tolerate that, and they know the guys that's not going to tolerate that. And that's why, this is a part of the reason why women are initiating divorces, because most of the time they want this alpha guy, right? They want that guy that falls into that 15% or less, but they're not getting them because most women are not going to get those guys, even though 80% of women want them, right? So they want that alpha guy, but they can't get them because most of the time they don't even meet the standards. You want a guy that's a complete 10 around the board when it comes to looks, money, and salary, but you're a 6. And then you could be a 6, but then you're not trying to make yourself better. You're not hitting the gym. You're not working on yourself. You're not keeping your skin clean. You're not keeping your body slim. You're not even fitting the criteria. So then these women have to settle. So then they're settling for men that they don't really want. And these men are thinking they're doing the right thing that they're settling for, by taking care of them, giving them what they want. Saying happy wife, happy life. My wife needs becomes before mine. I'm doing everything that society taught me to do. And then on top of that, you have the songs. The songs in society are so beta. Look at Jaheim. If you know Jaheim, you better put that woman first. When she starts coming in late from work, finding numbers in her purse, you better put that woman first. No! Are you fucking dumb? If I find a number in your purse, bitch, it's over. Are you fucking stupid? You have to set boundaries. You don't put her first after you're already finding indicators that she's cheating. Are you dumb? Hello. But society has things backwards. And when guys think that, and this is things that guys taught. They taught that, oh, if you mess up, if you get mad, or if you get caught, if she cheats on you, you're doing something wrong. And I admit you are doing something wrong, but you don't fix it by going chasing her. That's just pushing her away faster. You have to set boundaries. And another problem is, and it's an array of things. It's an array of things that I can't cover in one sitting. But another problem is certainty. You guys are giving these women certainty. You're saying, oh, I'll never leave you no matter what. I'll love you forever. Even if I get fat, babe, I'll love you if you get fat. Oh my God, I love you so much. So now, a few years down the line, and this happens with most relationships, she done gained about 50, 60 pounds looking disgusting, right? And then you're like, well, he ain't going nowhere because he told me he gonna stay with me forever, right? And then men have this moral compass where even if he does cheat, he's not going to leave his wife. You can look at statistics. Women will leave your ass because women don't love unconditionally. Women love with conditions. And if there's any woman in the chat, you can say, well, if he cheated on you, would you leave? Hell yeah, I'm gonna leave. Oh, exactly. That's a condition. If he stopped providing, would you leave? Yeah, I'm gonna leave. Well, exactly. If you ask yourself this question, if he cheated on you, if he treated you like shit, if he started slapping you and beating you, would you leave for any of those reasons? Yes, you would. And if you say yes, That is conditional love. Women don't love unconditionally, but men do. And that is the problem. Men are giving you certainty. You're giving her this unconditional love, but it's not realistic. She doesn't do it for you. So I have women all the time who say, oh, well, you know, would you leave me? I just want to know you'll stay with me forever. Baby, I can't guarantee you that. I can't guarantee you that. If I feel like you're being disrespectful too much and I already told you about yourself, well, there's techniques for that. There's techniques to fix that. Join Patreon. But if I tell you about yourself and you continue being disrespectful, if I even feel like you're cheating on me, you're out the door. Even so much so, listen, I like you for who you are right now. I like your physique. I like how you look. I like how beautiful you are. Besides aging, if you get out of shape and let yourself go, I'm giving you a few months to get your shit together. If you don't get your shit together, I'm out the door. That'll keep her on her fucking toes. And that's the honest truth. I'm being honest. If you get fat and disgusting, I'm not going to stay with you. Do you want me to cheat on you? Being in a relationship is a full-time job. That's a full-time job. I'm not going to stay with you if you get fat and disgusting. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and say I'm going to love you forever. Fuck out of here. Absolutely not. And that is the problem. Men are lying to women. They're giving them certainty and they're telling them things like that. I will love you forever. Now I get it. You have to work things out, but that is a part of working things out. And men don't know how to lead relationships. You have your woman leading the relationship. That is not a divine order. What does it say in the Bible, in Quran? Any of the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, a man is supposed to lead that relationship. You follow the orders of your husband. You submit to your husband. But what's happening nowadays, you're talking about 50-50. When you do 50-50, that alludes to the fact that you're equal. That's not what God said. If you're a religious person, that's not what God said. And even if you take religion out of the equation, men who lead their relationships, who take charge in relationships, statistically, those women are happier. The more submissive the woman, the happier those relationships are. And a lot of times, society's creating masculine-ass women. But what do masculine-ass women attract? Weak men. Because a man like me, who I'm very dominant, and I'm not going to tolerate the talking back. I don't do 50-50. It's at least 70-30. I'm going to take care of most of the things. I'm going to take care of most of the things. I have clients all the time tell me, bro, I don't know what the problem is. You know, my girl, when I come home, she doesn't want to have sex. She's tired. You know, she doesn't want to fix me food. I told her to fix me food, and she said, no, nigga, you make me some food. Because you gave into that illusion of 50-50. And if that's a problem for you, lighten her load. You got to understand, if she just worked a 16-hour shift, yeah, I get it. She's tired. So if that was me and my girl, and I come home and my girl lives with me where I'm paying most of the bills, or if I'm not paying most of the bills, you know what the changes that needs to happen? I'll say, you know what, baby? I don't want you working as much. I want you to work less. I'm going to take on more bills because when I come home, I want my food fixed. I'm not that great of a cook. Well, I could cook a little bit, but I'm not that great of a cook. I want you to make my food for me. When I come home, I want that thing tooted up in the air. Listen, being in a relationship is a full-time job also. So I want you to dedicate more to this relationship, and I'll take on more responsibility so you don't have to be. That's why you don't do 50-50. And if you believe in doing 50-50, then you're a weak motherfucker and you're going to still go through those problems. And you're giving that delusion that things are 50-50. Sometimes you pay, sometimes I'll pay. And when you look at it, men are usually making more money than women anyway. You can go Google these fucking statistics. You can look at jobs. I talked to so many RNs. I thought that there would be more women RNs than there are men, and there's still not. I was looking at 2019 statistics for for people who have these jobs. There's still more men in every field of nurses and doctors. Every field, there's still more men, which was surprising, which was shocking to me. But the point is, men don't understand relationship dynamics. And that is the solution, to understand relationship dynamics. And most guys aren't teaching it. Because most guys saying, pay the cost to be the boss. I've had people who went to Kevin Samuels, who went to recently one who tried to talk to these guys on Fresh and Fit. I'm trying to hit the motherfuckers on Fresh and Fit, but I have about 2 guys who went to Kevin Samuels and they came to me and said that he just told me to get rid of the girl, which is not a bad advice. It's not. Which is not bad advice, but most people just don't want to leave. Some people want to fix their relationship. And I help those people fix their relationship because it's simple. Guys just don't understand relationship dynamics. Guys don't understand what it means to take space in a relationship. And that is the problem. And that is the real solution. Guys don't understand these things. So they're looking at it from the outside looking in saying, oh, that shit looks like hell. I'm going through that. But if you understood relationship dynamics, you wouldn't be afraid to take on that relationship. I do. Getting to a marriage is a very scary thing. It is. But women don't leave for cheating. So when you say 70-80% of divorces are initiated by women because men are cheating, all men are not cheating. You can look at the statistics on it. You can look at different websites. 100% of men are not cheating. And something like 50% of divorces are because of money. Because you motherfuckers want to do 50-50. The solution is relationship dynamics. How do you learn relationship dynamics? You make sure you're subscribed to my podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And with all the real sources, make sure you're subscribed to Patreon. And there's so many other things in society that are breaking up relationships. Like technology. I did a whole podcast on that. You have so many people that are so accessible. Texting all day. You go back in the 80s, nobody was texting in the 80s and 90s. So now you go home, you see your wife, you see your girl, especially if y'all live together. You leave her, you're texting her, calling her, texting her all day. Get into a routine, things get boring. You don't have any real fucking space. There's no healthy space. Back in the day, we talked on the phone. I'm like, I'll holler at you. And I didn't see you unless I went to a payphone or I went to or got home or got to where it's going. Everybody's too easily accessible. And you guys don't understand that. It's relationship dynamics. People don't understand how to take healthy space. All right. I'm going to end this podcast off. I'm super tired and I still got more work to do. So maybe I'll take like 2 to 3 questions. I'm not taking a whole bunch of questions tonight. But let's end this off with Up Now by J.O. and then we'll answer some questions.
Yeah, I'm back, nigga. Back on my purpose, back on my bullshit. Back on their asses. Yeah, back. Looking at my life, guess I lucked out. I used to care about what they say, but get no fucks now. Now I'm high value, baby, go and check the profile. Could've told me different back then, but I'm up now. Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. You know, the rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Yeah, you got some style, but my shit way meaner. She love how I smile and she love my demeanor. So if she leave with me, I promise she'll never see her. She gon' fall in love with me. She ain't seen a nigga that's cleaner, nah. She ain't seen a nigga that's cleaner. Make her freak all night like a Dino. We gon' fuck in the back of my Beamer. Oh my God, yeah, I'm too cold. Trinity boy, I rude hoe. When I'm a real nigga and I speak it so that you know. It ain't no secret, baby girl, I'm out here getting stacks. I can fuck it up and I'ma get it back. And never could I quit, you know me better than that. So tell them niggas what's the word, I'm about whatever, I'm back. Yeah. Looking at my life, guess I lucked out. I used to care about what they say, but get no fucks now. I'm high value, baby, go and check the profile. Could've told me different back then, but I'm up now. Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. You know I'm cop the rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Okay, simmer, motherfucker, I got the keys to the bimmer. And I'm well connected with the plug like Lena. Even in the summer, got it feeling like December. So tell shorty stop playing it, ride with a winner. You're still hating on me, something wrong with your inner. No, this shit ain't nothing, need these beats like dinner. My pocket's getting fatter while your shit is getting slimmer. Oh yeah, I'm back killing niggas and I'm ripping the flow. Talking my shit when I'm off the juice. Yeah, I'm sipping low. Stay about my business, bitch. I keep you wanting, need to know. Cause once I get the cash and the power, then I'm going ghost, nigga. Looking at my life, guess I lucked out. I used to care about what they say, but get no fucks now. I'm high value, baby. Go and check the profile. Could've told me different back then, but I'm up now. Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. You know I'm cop the rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now. Yeah.
Yeah, bitch, I'm up now. Shitting on cop rollie with the bust down. Used to be all in the back, I'm in the front now. Used to say I wasn't shit, but I'm up now.
All right. That was a really good podcast I did tonight. That definitely went over a half an hour, but I'm doubling up this month. I'm working extra hard. I didn't have the best month last month as far as numbers. So we're just gonna make sure we got a better month. Now, usually, guys, how it works is I take questions from my guys on Patreon. But I did see one good question. Now, somebody asked, should you be worried about dating a 20-year-old? No. Listen, once she old enough to cross the street, she old enough to get hit. And what's old enough to get hit? 18. Listen, as long as you know what you're doing, you can keep her forever. And even if you in your 30s, even 40s, I know 40-year-olds that be dating young girls. Maybe the fuck you mad for? You worried about what everybody else gonna say? No, you should not be worried. But anyway, that's the last question I'm gonna answer on there. Patreon guys, we got any questions? You better shoot. You know, you got 2 minutes to shoot. Get off this motherfucker. Where you at with it, Brian? I see you opened your mic, but I can't hear you. Is my shit muted? I can't hear you, bro. I see your mic is unmuted, but somebody else say something in the chat. See if I can hear y'all. I think it's something on your end, Brian. Let me see. Try now.
Yo, KB.
All right, I can hear you. What's good?
When is the correct time to ask for a girl's phone number or Snapchat when you see her almost every day at school?
Well, if you see her, what is this, like college or high school?
High school.
I mean, well, do you talk to this girl? Are you flirting with this girl?
Yeah. Well, like every girl I try to flirt at least, I'll talk to.
Well, if you're in high school, it's probably better if you get like her Snapchat or social media, right?
Yeah.
Or because it's easy. Getting a number isn't hard, right? Anybody can get a number, or you can find.
Yeah, it's easy.
I
was just asking.
Well, you don't. Well, this is somebody you're seeing every day, so you don't have to go direct as if you were approaching a girl like on the street. If it's somebody you're seeing every day, what you can do is you can be like, well, hey, yo, after school, let's go get ice cream. Or if you get to leave for lunch break, because I know when I was in high school, I got to leave for lunch break. You can be like, oh, let's go get food, and you could go out for food. Be like, yo, I want to send you this meme. It'd be mad memes I want to send you, but I don't have your number, and I'll be forgetting. Like, what's your number? Let me just find some excuse just to get her number. It's easy. Or if you're in high school, perfect. You know how like if you have iPhone, you could play iMessage game. Be like, yo, do you play like the pool thing? Play me in pool. I want to play you. What's your number? Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. So, you could get a girl's number at any point, especially when you're seeing them every day. That's real fucking easy. Especially
so is it okay to get it like early, or should I wait like 2 weeks? talking to her.
You don't have to. If you've been talking to this girl for a while, for maybe a week, and you guys are cool, and maybe you go out with her after school, or even if you go to lunch with her, bro, be like, yo, let's play pool or let's play chess. That's you don't really have to wait long for that. As long as she's cool with you, she's talking to you, you flirt with her, you have fun, you joke with her.
Yeah.
But like, yo, play me in pool on iMessage. That's, bro, you don't really have to wait for that. Like, I don't understand what you. That's easy, man.
Now I'll be scared to make the move and shit sometimes here and there.
What you gotta grow some. You just gotta grow some balls.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing to it. You don't be a bitch, man the fuck up, and just be like, yo. And that's so overt. Even if you're acting scared and you be like, yo, give me your number, baby. You don't even have to do that. Be like, yo, play me an iMessage pool. Or play me in some type of fucking game. Bro, that's easy. Like, wow, that's you don't even have to be nervous for that. Like, come on, man. That's very, very basic. It's like
today I asked the girl for her Snapchat that I flirt with because they changed her class and I don't have her no more. So I saw her in the hallway now. I approached her, I was like, hey, let me get your Snapchat. I took her to class. And then while I was taking her to class, I was like, you drive? Because I saw a keychain like on her neck.
Mm-hmm.
And like she was like, no, I don't drive. She was just like playing around, like I drive a bicycle. Like she didn't want to take me because I was asking her, can I go with you for lunch? And she was just like, I don't have a car. But when I added her, she put me on her private, and she posted her on her truck, and then she deleted it like 5 hours later.
Well, it sounded like she was flirting with you. If she said, no, I drive a bicycle, that's banter, bro. Like, that's somebody being funny.
And then after school, I had saw her, and I was already walking to my friend's truck.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a car. I was like, what's up? I was like, I thought you didn't drive it. I was like, oh, I see how it is. But just like smiling, but I'm not sure that was like bad or good.
I mean, it doesn't sound too serious, but bro, just keep trying. You gotta snap. You know, when you see her, you gotta listen. There's a whole approach series. You can be indirect. It's so easy game. Just flirt with her when you see her, tease her. She sounded like she was trying to. If somebody says that I drive a bicycle, you know, that's teasing. Like, you gotta learn banter. You gotta talk. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know when somebody's playing or not. Like, that's actually really funny.
Yeah, like I thought, like I was playing around with it too. I was like, I guess I'll go in the back of the bike. You know, I thought just like that's playing around too. Yeah. I wanted to know, like, is it okay to like check girls like on little stuff? Like, they like, I'm 6 foot and they be trying to tell me I'm short. But like, that's
bro, they're joking. They're joking. Yes, that's somebody that's, oh my God, you don't check somebody for that. That's being playful. I just said that the average height in America is 5'8". If somebody says you're short and you know you're 6 feet, you're above average. They're joking. They're playing with you. That's not disrespect, and that's the problem. You guys got to know the difference between joking and somebody's being actually disrespectful. You know, they're trolling. Somebody says you're short, be like, yo, facts, I'm short as fuck. I'm so short that I'm looking down at you. Hello. Like, bro, you gotta learn to banter. You gotta learn playful banter. You gotta learn to joke back.
Yeah.
That's not something you check someone on. How old are you?
17.
Oh, yeah, I wonder. But yeah, you definitely sound it. But no, that's not something you check somebody on, bro. That's some they're playing. That's joking around, man.
Yo, how do I sit next to a girl that I want, but by being smooth and already sitting somewhere else?
By just sitting next to her.
It will make it like creep out, like, oh, that's how it is.
What do you mean make it creeped out? Like, I don't understand what you're saying. You got to
like
give me a
awkward.
Scenario.
Like awkward.
How would it make it awkward?
She gonna be like, what the hell? Like, what do you want? Type of shit.
No, you just go and sit down and you talk. Like, hey, what's up? Like, hey, it depends. Like, it all depends on the scenario. Like, where are you sitting next to her? What class is it in? You can make a conversation. Things don't have to be awkward. And one thing, you have to get over that fear. You guys are so afraid of like approaching a girl and making things awkward. You guys are so afraid of like doing things, but you gotta not give a fuck. So what? Have character, have some balls. You can't be afraid to say, oh, what if I go sit next to her and things are all, no, fuck that. You go sit next to her. If you're in class, like, what up? What they talking about in here? What's the topic for today? Like, oh damn, I see you got some fresh J's. You got a little smudge though. You need to clean them shits. You know what I'm saying? Flirt, teaser. You. It's only awkward if you make it awkward, man.
Is there a thing as making the move too quick? Like if I told, I'd be like today I told a girl, like, when we finish chill, she just left me like I'll deliver for like 5 hours already.
What, have you been having conversation with her?
Yes, the girl that I was saying, that the one that told me she drives a bicycle, like she was playing around.
All right. Well, what did you have a conversation with her via text? Did you build any comfort?
She had posted, and I was like, thanks for the invite. She was smoking on her private. She had posted a blunt, and she was just like, "Oh, let me down." Then I was like, when we finna chill, and I had put the some kind of emojis like you're rolling your eyes.
And that's the extent of the conversation you had with her.
Yeah, I mean, I just made
that's not, like, but that's not building. But that's not. All right, listen.
It's because we already have like some good amount of comfort. Because like she would like flirt with me, like in class. When I had her in class, she would flirt with me. She would like put her feet like on my desk, and I would just like grab them, like I'll be like chill, or like.
Listen, I'm gonna put out the texting series. There's a texting series that you can do. I'm gonna put it out after this. It's gonna be on Patreon, and a lot of you guys need to listen to that. But you try to have a conversation with her, right? Try to like talk to her. Yeah, you flirting, but try to build comfort. Building comfort is actually talking to someone, having a deeper conversation. You're not just talking about, let's go hang out. Learn who the girl is. See, learn if she has siblings. Figure out these things. Have a deeper conversation with her. You know what I'm saying? That's what about building comfort is. What you need to do is you need to go study. You're on Patreon, correct? Because you got into the Zoom.
Yes.
Go look at the videos. I know for a fact you're not looking at the videos. You're asking the most rudimentary questions. Scroll down and go watch the approach series. Go listen to the podcast. But what you're talking about, go listen to the approach series. Go listen to Gaming Girls at the gym and at school, because it's the same thing. And put it together.
I also have this other girl in my last class. We sit next. She sits like right in front of me, and then her homegirl sits. It's not a homegirl, but just this other girl sits like right in front of me too. She's a freshman, and the other one's a sophomore, and I'm trying to go for the sophomore. And like, she looked like she'd be having like options, like she got people. And then today she was like acting weird, like she was like in the honeymoon phase. Like I told her, I was like, "You okay?" And like,
honeymoon
like,
phase with who?
I don't know. She had just got off a breakup with some guy, like a week ago.
If she just broke up, how she's in a honeymoon phase?
Well, for me, that's from my point of view. I just saw like she was just like. She was acting weird that day. I mean, today. She was acting weird today. She was just like kind of like looking like if she was sad, but she wasn't sad. Like she just had her head down.
But that's not a honeymoon phase. Honeymoon phase is a reference to you being at your peak of happiness of being in love. That's what a reference to a honeymoon phase is. So if she just went through a breakup, you just talk to her. The girls who just went through breakups are very vulnerable. So you gotta
sometimes I'll be feeling like too needy. Like I'll be like this nigga bugging or some shit. Like I be feeling like that.
No, man, no. You need to study. You got a lot going on. You got a lot of questions, and you kind of took up everybody's time. But go study, because you're not studying. I know for a fact you're not looking at the videos. I know for a fact. That's what you need to do. You just need to study. Got a lot of questions, and next time I'll answer your questions. Come on, I'll be here tomorrow. You can come on and answer the questions. Is that it's really late here. I'm not sure where you from. Where you from? You sound like you from Cali or Texas or something.
I'm from Texas.
Yeah, hit it on the head. But yeah, man, just join tomorrow, and I'll try to answer somebody else's question if anybody has any other question, because I got to get off here. All right.
Yeah, KB. I got a question. What's an effective way to make a girl get over her ex or someone that's in a life that she can't stop thinking over?
You have to be on the front of her mind. You ain't on the front of her mind enough. You need to implement anxiety. I don't know what the status of your relationship with this girl is, but you're not.
I don't have one. Just learning more.
Wait, what?
I don't have one. I had one, but I just want to learn for next time. Be on point for my next one, whatever that will be.
Well, you have to keep her in the front of your mind. You have to implement the right levels of anxiety. You have to be flirting. You have to do fun things with her. So maybe take her out to amusement park. Do fun things that are gonna get her adrenaline pumping, right? And then when you're in that relationship with her, when you implement anxiety into a relationship, it does two things. Not only does it increase her attraction, because there's been studies done. It was a study in some school in Jerusalem where they showed that implementing anxiety in a relationship increases a woman attraction for you. And on Patreon, because I know you're on Patreon, I give 4 or 5 different types of anxiety that you can implement. But you need to keep her on the front of your mind. So, and obviously don't be so easily accessible. Just gaming her. But usually that stems from you're not staying on the front of her mind, which also stems from a lack of game. So that's more or less what you got to do.
Okay, sweet. All right, cheers.
All right. That was a fast one. I'll take one more question. Anybody else that has a question? All right. Is that it? All right, guys. I'm getting off this thing. I'm tired as hell. I want to eat. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. Everybody that's on TikTok, get on Patreon, subscribe to Patreon, subscribe to the podcast. We're about to release the texting series that's teaching you guys how to text girls. That is one of the best things that you can do, is knowing how to text. And you motherfuckers, you need help. You need help with texting. So get on Patreon today. Join the $16 tier, is one of the best ones. All the good stuff is going to be. I holla.
Yeah, bitch. Straight up. Now listen, growing up, the only time I ever seen my father cry was when somebody died.
I'm still on. I'll be forgetting
and
about
I'm trying
YouTube.
to think of it now so I don't make that.
Let me end this shit.